Hello guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary today for Thursday, May the 19th. The disclaimers are up there in the top left-hand corner of the screen, so please read them, even if you need to pause the video to do so. Now, just to show you different places that you can go for support, resources, and help if you have any questions. First place is you have email addresses here, Becky@tradewithufos.com and also support@tradewithufos.com. So different email addresses you can use in order to get in touch if you have questions. There's also this link here. Let's bring this up, tradewithufos.com/Becky. From this link, there's loads of things on here that will help you. You can get apps and courses and group coaching here. You can book one-on-one coaching if you'd like. If you scroll down, very soon we'll be filling this in for you to follow the trades that we place and track them as we go. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see a question and answer section that you might be able to get help from or post your own question. So loads of help and resources, all from this link, tradewithufos.com/Becky. Now, let me just go to the 3D market commentary, which is what we're here to talk about, which is here. So on the left-hand side, we have our 3D approach, our 3D market commentary email that we send out every day, Monday to Friday, to our free members. The 3D market commentary is meant to be an email that shows us where the probabilities lie, where the statistics lie on major world markets, so we get a better idea of what might be best for us to do as traders. Now, the three different elements we look at, hence 3D, are here. The first thing we look at in each of the markets is market climate. Essentially, that means where is that market more likely to move? Is it more likely to move up, more likely to move down, or not likely to do anything? How do we get a good idea of that? We use apps and technology to help. In this case, it's our Auto Climate app, and the Auto Climate with these different colored dots, ignore the lines, just the dots, tells us where the probabilities lie by doing a lot of analysis in the background and coming back and showing us where the likelihood is. So we'll look at that per market and I'll show you what each of them means. We then look at buy and sell UFOs. UFO in this case stands for unfilled order. What unfilled order means in this case is where do we have buyers that are waiting to buy that could push price up, and where do we have sellers waiting to sell that could push price down. Again, we use an app to help us, technology that's running a lot of data and statistical analysis to show us where this is more likely to happen. So we have these little green UFOs. They show us where the buyers are, where price is likely to move up from. We have these little red UFOs. They show us where the sellers are, where price is likely to move down from. So we'll look at that per market. Then we'll look at market volatility. How quickly do we expect each of these markets to move in given periods of time? So we'll look at that per market, each of those elements, starting with the S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500 is the top 500 US stocks. So that's what we're looking at here. And on this market and on all of the other markets we look at today, we are looking at a daily time frame, a daily chart. Of course, different things are happening on different time frames. This is relevant to a daily time frame. So the S&P 500, firstly, we have a thick red dot on Auto Climate. That tells us that there is probability to the downside, probability down, that the market moves down. Now we have sellers here between 4153.25 to 4062. They are closer to us. They've already worked to push price down before. Price came in a couple of days ago, hit the sellers and was pushed down from there. That's what we expect sellers to do, is push price down. So we want to know where they are, so we have an idea of what might be a good place for us to sell at as well. And we have buyers down here between 34.80 to 33.19. They're a reasonable distance away from where we are now. So overall, probability to the downside here for the time being with the S&P 500. Now, in terms of volatility, we would expect movement up or down in 1 year on this market by 32.86%. Now, in a day, that means a movement up or down of 79.89 points. In a week, 175.86 points, and in a month, 366.08 points. So that's the S&P 500 and what we can expect there. Now the next market, as we move down, is crude oil. Let's just squish this so we can see what we need to see. There we go. Now before we look at crude oil, just to highlight up here about the different courses that we offer. You can browse and see which courses might help you depending on what areas you might be struggling with. Something to bear in mind is that most of our courses actually come with a 3-month complimentary access to the apps that we use. Now Auto Climate, this one here, that's a free app on most platforms that you might use it on. Auto UFOs, which is the one that shows us the buyers and sellers, this is a paid for monthly subscription, and it depends which platform you're using as to how much it costs. Now, you can, if you want to, subscribe directly to the Auto UFOs. You don't have to have a course in order to use them, but most of the time, paying for a course and getting 3 months free access to the Auto UFOs is cheaper than simply using the Auto UFOs for 3 months. So check out what works best for you, depending on which platforms you're using. Okay, so coming back to crude oil, thick red dot probability downwards. Now, not surprising because we have sellers that have recently come into the market or recently triggered in the market between 115.54 to 108.11. We have buyers quite a way below us at 80.47 to 77.83. Overall, probability down here for crude oil. When it comes to volatility on oil, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 51.89%. So in a day, 3.43 points. In a week, 7.56 points. And in a month, 15.74 points. So that is crude oil. The next market is gold. So let's take a look at gold. And squish that as well so we see what we need to see. There we go. Now, with gold, or before we actually get into gold, let's just highlight here about the coaching and support that we offer. We offer a lot of coaching and support for free, and you can find our videos on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and different places. There's also our question and answer area. You can email us. We do lots of coaching and support for free. We do also have an all-asset advanced coaching, which is a small monthly fee to get access to live trading videos and extra resources. So check that out if you want to. Otherwise, a lot of it is free anyway. So gold, big red dot probability down. Now, something to bear in mind with gold is that we have been going down for a lot longer than we usually would. Just because that's true doesn't mean we're going to turn around any minute now. But the further we go past what's normal, the less likely it is to keep happening. So we do have probability down, but we're overextended to the downside. Now, we have buyers close by that could change things. They are between 1781.3 to 1753. And we don't have sellers for quite a way above us. They are between 2003 and 1962.7. So overall, probability to the downside with gold, but bear in mind we're overextended and we have buyers close by. But for the time being, overall, probability down. With volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 19.69%. In a day, 22.63 points. In a week, 49.81 points. And in a month, 103.69 points. That's gold. So the next market is the US dollar. Let's squish that. So with the US dollar, we have a thick blue dot probability to the upside. Now we have sellers here that are relatively recent to the market between 105.065 to 104.5. Now, if price were to move up from where it is now and hit the sellers, we'd expect them to push price down. Now we have buyers, but they're further away between 100.675 to 99.81. So overall, probability to the upside, but we've got sellers closer by. So bear that in mind. But overall, currently, probability up. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 10.06%. In a day, that's 0.66 points. In a week, 1.45 points. And in a month, 3.01 points. Okay, last but not least, we have bakkt Bitcoin. So let's just load this. There we are. So with bakkt Bitcoin, we have a thick red dot, probability to the downside. We also have sellers right on top of us there, between 30,700 to 29,547.5, very specific. We have buyers obviously further away, between 23,737.5 to 22,910. Overall, probability clearly down for the time being with bakkt Bitcoin. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 96.98%. In a day, that's up or down of around about 1,700 points. In a week, up or down of about 3,900 points. And in a month, up or down of about 8,100 points. So that's each of our markets. For each of our markets, we've looked at 3 main statistics, hence our 3D commentary. We've looked at market climate to show us where the probabilities lie, using auto climate to show us, did we have a thick red dot and probability was down? Did we have a thick blue dot and probability was up? Or did we have a thin dot and probability was neither direction? Then we looked at buy and sell UFOs, where we had buyers that could push price up, where we had sellers that could push price down on each of our markets. Then we looked at volatility, how far we expect these markets to move within given periods of time. Now, one last thing to look at is our weekly economic calendar. So let's show you this. So we get this from fxstreet.com and we filter by high impact news. That's because we want to know which scheduled news reports are likely to have an impact on the markets we trade and create extra volatility. So today being Thursday, May 19th, we don't have anything coming out until later on this evening, 9:30 Eastern time, and that is news that could affect the Chinese yuan or Chinese markets. Now, before we wrap up, just to highlight here about our platform, TOP. TOP stands for Predictive Options Planner. So if you are an options trader, it's especially useful because it has apps integrated in that are exclusive to TOP, especially for options traders. But even if you don't trade options, I don't trade options, I trade stocks and futures and Forex. I use it for analysis purposes because it has all of our apps integrated into it as well. So check that out if you think that would be useful. Otherwise, if you have any questions or need any help, you can email me, Becky@tradewithufos.com, or you have tradewithufos.com/Becky, which is a place where you can get the apps, courses, coaching, you can check our schedules, you can book one-on-one coaching, you can track trades, this will be filled in soon, and you can come to the question and answer section as well. So lots of help from this one place. So reach out if you need, use the resources as you need them, and I'll be back tomorrow for the market commentary then. Take care. Bye-bye.